All right, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cracking a can, not a bottle.
Yep.
I'm proud of you, Daniel.
Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
Hey, guys. This is Matt Scott, and I'm with my dudes in a very particular order. Eric. Daniel.
Heyo.
Dag.
Did Eric just do a fart noise for his intro?
Yes. Yep, he did. I did.
And John.
Hello, John.
And our special guest, Sarah. And we're here to present our podcast, The Movie Podium. Thank you. I knew that was for me.
Shit, guys, my dad's calling.
Okay.
Good start.
I'm glad this is very well run.
The premise is that each week, we collectively choose a movie to watch on our own time. We then get together every Sunday night and bullshit about the movie. Kind of like a book club, but for movies. We also came up with a set of questions to ask ourselves as we watch the movie to generate some fun comparisons and analysis of the movie. For example, one of the questions being, is this a Podium movie or top 3 for the year of its respective release? So for instance, if we chose Casablanca, does this movie podium in the year 1942? Considering it's one of the all-time greats, I would think so. As we go through this episode, we'll go over each of the questions that we have for this podcast. Without further ado, we present our next movie.
I think it is clear that we can expect great things from you.
So we had our second edition of the fan voting and wanted to throw out some franchise firsts this time. We had The Bourne Identity, Raiders of the Lost Ark, I know we all wanted that one, The Hunger Games, and the winner, of course, being Harry Potter. That was not a surprise to us, given not only the popularity of Harry Potter, but also the age of the average person who voted for our polls.
Matt, so we mentioned voting. This is the second one voting. How many people did we have vote on this one?
Yeah, so we had around 100 votes total between Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Nice. Thank
Just
you.
enough.
Yep. So, much like the influence Star Wars had on the Gen X kids in the late 70s and early 80s, Harry Potter was everywhere for us millennials, and even Generation Z, for that matter. Deathly Hallows, the book, was released in 2007, and the movie coming out in 2011. I can't believe we're a decade removed from the main story arc. Isn't that crazy?
Why can't you believe it?
Because it feels like it's been forever. I mean, it just...
Wait, you think it's been long? It feels like longer?
Yeah, it feels way longer.
Okay.
Well, I'm
It
thinking
feels like forever.
Yeah, not even just a decade. You said a decade from the main story arc.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Does anyone know when the first book was published? That would be, to me, sort of the start of Harry Potter in pop culture. I'm assuming it was, 4 years. You said 4-year gap between the last book and film or so it'd be like 2097 or something, the first book.
Yeah, I think it was...
So,
I want to say
97.
97.
The first book was 97.
Yeah.
so that's a pretty slow drip from 97 to
2011.
2011.
Yep. So, of course, we've seen multiple spin-offs, a Harry Potter world in Universal Studios, controversy surrounding the author, and even an action role-playing game in Hogwarts Legacy. Dag, have you played that?
Yeah, I finished
You
that.
have?
It was a great game. Yeah.
Really? I really wanted to play it, but I just... no time. Look good, though.
It throws you in well before the timeline of Harry Potter, but it's really cool getting to be your own wizard or witch.
Awesome. It
Did
looks
you get
really
to cast
good.
spells?
Yeah, and you get to go through a lot of the spells, but not all of them. I mean, there's way too many. If you go to the fan wiki, there's spells on spells.
Oh gosh, I can imagine. They didn't do this spell.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Thankfully, that was a short conversation with my dad. It was only
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Well, I know some of the guys here have read the books. I'm pretty sure we've seen all of the movies. If not, we'll probably eventually see them all. Has anybody not seen all of them movies?
No, I think we've all seen them.
Awesome.
Crickets.
We've all seen them. That's okay. That's not a surprise. We brought in our guest Sarah, who grew up reading all the books and is a fan, much like Kevin, being our Bond guy. Sarah, what kind of impact did this movie and franchise have on you?
Well, when I was little, like I was obsessed with the books. I would get them the day they came out. And then when the movies came out as well, I was always trying to go, like, I didn't go to midnight showings. Like that's another tier of Harry Potter fans, but I always went fairly like quickly after they were released. I also brought my wand so I could show them off. So it's just something I've always loved. I love all the movies. I love the books.
Awesome.
And I just love like the whole world and how you look up stuff now and they have like they go back and forward in history and people have made all these really elaborate histories for characters. So it's just like, I don't know, something you can really get lost in. I just love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Daniel, I know that you're also a pretty big Harry Potter nerd from what we've talked about. Where does this rank in terms of franchises for you?
It's probably top 10.
Wow.
I'm a big comic book dork, so Marvel and DC they're up there. Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Lord of the Rings. This is right up there in that top 10 somewhere. I'm not sure exact. I'd have to think about it for a while, but it's in the top 10.
Yeah, awesome.
Did the pandemic ruin midnight releases? I don't think we're going to see those anymore.
The midnight.
The midnight release.
I feel like,
I
feel like Netflix or HBO or all these streaming services kind of ruined it, right?
Maybe a combo.
I'm trying.
Yeah,
I'm trying
maybe
to
a
think
combo.
Of, like movies that had come out after streaming services started, if they did midnight releases then or not.
Well,
but it feels
services playing actual movies though, right? Like new releases came out on HBO during the pandemic, so maybe it's a combination of both.
Yeah, I feel like the pandemic expedited how fast a movie would be released to streaming, and then when they pretty much couldn't do it in theaters, that probably closed the gap to nothing. They're like, we gotta make money.
Yep, I think so too. Okay, so before we get into the questions themselves, I like to begin each show with a few random ass facts. A friend of the show, Brittany, has provided me with a few stumpers because this episode I know is near and dear to a lot of people listening, so we can't just throw out whatever I find on the internet. So it got a 7.6 on IMDb.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
Respectable.
Yeah, respectable. We've seen higher, we've seen lower when you're watching a Bond movie. 5,000
probably had to do with
boys.
how long it was.
What? Oh, whatever.
It got over the hour and a half mark, and Dave just tuned out immediately.
Preach.
So 5,000 boys auditioned for Harry Potter.
Wow.
5,000.
And that's all British. It's just English. They had a really strict only English?
It was only English. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
That was not on my notes, but very good. Very good addition there. Yeah. So the book was rejected by 12 publishers before actually being published. A couple of
it was called something else too, wasn't it?
The Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So
yeah, they changed it because us Americans are dumb.
Yeah, they dumbed it down for us.
Yep.
I would like to thank everyone over there for that.
Yeah.
So Spielberg actually started working on this movie before dropping out. So we had a couple notable directors, Spielberg, and then also attached or somebody they talked about was M. Night Shyamalan. How wild is that?
Could you imagine him doing this movie?
That would have been a different movie for sure.
Yeah, for
What
sure.
about this plot twist? So obviously,
Well, how do you plot twist a book that's already got a plot?
He'd find a way.
No, he'd find
They're
the-
like, this did not happen in the book.
So obviously it ended up being Christopher Columbus. Can anybody name the big movie that he directed for us kids?
Was
Well,
it
didn't
James
he
and the Giant Peach?
No.
Didn't he find America? Right?
I was about to make that joke, and I let Eric take it.
Thank you, Dave.
Chris
Thank you.
Columbus. Is it like?
I'll pick off the low hanging fruit there. Thank you.
It's not like it's shoot.
Do you think so?
It's not Home Alone, but it's something like Home Alone. I feel like
I noticed in
was Home
the
Alone.
credits.
it's Home Alone.
Oh,
It's Home Alone.
Really?
And,
Would have
and
never
if you
guessed
notice, the music, the sound in Harry Potter reminds me of the sound in Home Alone. I don't know if I didn't actually look up if it was the
What?
same sound
I can.
guy.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Composer.
I can tell what you mean. Kind of
Yeah.
mischievous.
Yeah, mysterious. So something that you guys might know or might have known is, so going into the first movie, Snape, actually, they told him his backstory going into the final film. So Alan Rickman, going into the last movie, knew what his fate would be, basically.
Wasn't that like one of the stipulations of him playing the character? Was that
Yeah.
he wanted to know what happened in the whole storyline before he played
Yep.
it or before he
Exactly.
committed to it?
Yep.
R.I.P.
Maybe
Alright,
you should have read the book.
Respect.
No, they weren't even out yet. She hadn't
Yeah,
finished
she's right.
writing
They
them.
weren't even out yet. Good call. The
Yeah,
last
Dave,
book-
you
As
dick.
I mentioned, the last book was written in 2007.
Don't disrespect Alan Rickman.
So, before we get into the actual show, please don't make me use the Imperious curse on you and go and subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our page. And don't
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, and don't forget you can
Jeez.
listen to us on any of your favorite podcast platforms such as Spotify and Apple. Everybody ready for the questions?
Let's do it.
Oh, can I add one more fun fact?
Oh, please do.
Sorry to interject and to
No,
hijack.
I needed one
Please.
more, honestly.
No, when I was doing some research, I found out that Robin Williams really wanted the role of Hagrid,
Of Hagrid.
Oh,
So
that
I had
would have
on
been
my notes
amazing.
and Didn't
Yeah.
type it out.
but he's not British, so he wasn't allowed.
oh yeah. We right
Mrs.
before we
Doubtfire. Mrs. Doubtfire voice comes in handy.
right before we started recording, Dave said that he made the point that the guy who played Hagrid, what's his name? I
I
can't.
can't
His,
remember.
I don't remember the actor's name,
Yeah.
but he's Valentine from James Bond.
Valentine. Yeah,
Yeah.
our boy. All right, Sarah, we're going to go to you first. What was the favorite thing about the movie?
I kind of wrote a lot of stuff down. My
I
favorite
can
part though
imagine.
is how true to the books they stayed with the movies, because nothing aggravates me more than when they make like unnecessary changes. So I really liked that, and then also the casting of the movies, like from start to finish. There's not one character I would have cast differently. They're all so good. So those are my
Yeah,
favorite.
other than maybe Robin Williams as Hagrid.
Yeah, that would have been sick.
I wouldn't. He would have been
Yeah.
too goofy.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah, he would have been way over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Eric, what about you?
My answer was Quidditch because that's awesome.
Quidditch.
You
does.
took mine.
Oh, sorry,
It was
John.
about Soccer.
Sorry.
And it-
It's okay.
So we'll skip John. Dave?
Well, I was also going to say Quidditch, but I'll change my answer to.
I almost
Big winner.
Quidditch too. I changed it because I thought
I'll
someone
change
else
my
would.
answer to the scene of Harry's uncle stoking the fire with the letters coming to Harry, and then eventually, just him going mad with all the letters showing up.
You know what I
that's
love about
satisfying.
Sundays?
Also,
there's no post.
Post.
Oh, his
Also-
kid at one point yells to his mom, "Dad's gone mad."
I also the scene where they're crossing the water on the boats, and you see Hogwarts for the first time. That was really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. That was cool. Well, you, Daniel.
My best thing was the sense of magic. Like, once you get out of the Muggle world, it just feels magical.
Yeah.
And you can really sense Harry's, like, wonderment of it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually watched this with Cohen, and it was his first time even knowing what a wizard, like any introduction to any of that is. And I could tell even in his brain, like, what is going on right now? Like, why are people
There's
running into a brick
process.
wall disappearing? Like, so I like that answer, Daniel, a lot. Real quick, mine was a sucker for the Chosen One. So anytime there's a Chosen One in any kind of story, that's kind of what I gravitate towards.
The boy who lived.
Yeah, exactly. I always like
Imbued with his mother's love.
that. So, next question: least favorite thing about the movie? I'm gonna bounce this to John since we skipped him on the last one.
My least favorite part, spoiler alert, the very end when Dumbledore completely changes the outcome of the House Cup. It's completely and utterly
Yeah,
correct.
I agree with that.
Those are favoritism, that's for sure.
That was absolutely mine as well. Actually. That's some bullshit right there. Eric, what about you?
My least favorite part were the fucking Dursleys. They literally abused that child. He was made to live under the stairs. He got like verbally abused when he woke up, and then they said make breakfast.
Oh, and he had a lock on his cupboard too.
Yeah, he had
It was locked in there.
also, maybe the saddest thing in the world is when they're at the island house, and he draws a birthday cake in the ash on the floor from the fire, and it says "Happy Birthday, Harry."
Oh, how pitiful.
Yeah,
It's pretty sad.
yeah, it's pretty
it
sad.
is.
So yeah, that's
It
my
is.
least favorite part. The
Nice,
Dursleys.
Daniel.
My least favorite part is, no offense to Emma Watson, but in this movie, her acting is atrocious.
It's not great. She gets
It
better.
is- yeah, she does get
Really
better, but
headless.
it is
Dave, shut
over
up.
the top in this
Yeah,
episode, in this
Yep.
chapter.
for sure. What about you, Dave?
My least favorite thing of this movie, it was the way that Dumbledore claps. whenever the students are getting sorted by the sorting hat, this motherfucker's sitting there clapping like this. and for those that can't see me,
There's a lot of kids.
I'm clapping the top of my other hand as if this does anything. This is worse than a golf clap. Dumbledore. This is worse
You
than
might
a golf
as well
clap.
not be clapping or
Yeah.
just doing the sign language clap.
Also, the Dursleys were not good to Harry, but Hagrid does an awful lot of leaving Harry alone. He leaves him as a baby on the doorstep. He leaves him in the alley like 3 or 4 times. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Harry, but I gotta go take care of some business. You're just a
gotta go buy
child
an
here in
animal."
this strange place that you've never
Yeah.
been in."
What about you, Sarah?
All right, my least favorite part is when they're in the bathroom with the troll, and Hermione takes the time to teach Ron how to do magic instead of just pulling out her own wands and, fighting the troll. I was like, really? And then she's so good at spells, so it makes no sense that she's like, help! And it just annoyed me.
Not a teaching opportunity.
No, exactly.
All right. Next category. Favorite song moment or score scene? Dag, what would you go with?
Just what they came up with for the Hogwarts theme.
Yeah,
That's mine.
Same. It's
Yeah,
I mean,
iconic.
there's not individual music in this. It's just a bunch of score music going
Yeah.
along with what they're doing and everything. But the music that they came up with to be like the Harry Potter or Hogwarts theme, I think that's the best music in this movie.
Yeah. Does anybody have anything else? Any other
I have
scores?
something very specific.
All right, go for it.
I really watch the movies. When they win the chess game and he's like, checkmate, and the sword drops. I remember seeing that in theaters being like, this is so cool.
Checkmate.
That was my favorite music scene.
I like that whole scene as a total, right? Like the whole chess scene. I thought was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was one of my. I come up with alternate answers, so I've got like a podium of answers for each of these questions. And that scene was up there for me because of how epic and bombastic it was.
Yeah.
Dave's right. It's like with John Williams, it seems. It's like there's a whole score and there's just different themes that all fit together.
Yeah.
So it's hard to differentiate one song from another. But another part in the music I liked was Diagon Alley. It's the first kind of like upbeat and whimsical part. Where they've been doing the main theme up till then, which is, kind of like spooky and mysterious. So that was my other, was Diagon Alley.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, John Williams is a beast. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Everything he
amazing.
touches just turns to gold.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So on the spooky vibes, I said the intro scene, the beginning scene where they're dropping Harry off at the Dursleys' house, and it's weird because as you said, Home Alone, it kind of gave me those vibes, like
doesn't it?
The eerie vibes, I guess. I'm not sure, but it really, really fits like that.
Yeah, like when in Home Alone, when they like kind of have that shot where they show the elf or the gnome and the
Yeah,
wind
yeah,
in
blows.
the and it's shaking.
Yeah.
That same, very similar. Yeah, so that's
100%.
probably Christopher Columbus's touch. So with that, that's going to lead into my next one. Who won the movie? So I said Christopher Columbus, and I just thought it was awesome the way he's able to just create a world from the books, right? So just being able to take the books and make it into something that we can all visualize. And kind of like Sarah said, visualize in terms of being accurate to what you probably were picturing like when you read those books. When you looked at it on screen, you were like, hey, that kind of looks like what I read or what I was thinking in my head. A lot of times, like Sarah said, also like that doesn't happen, or you have somebody completely different picture it and then they put it on, you're like, well, that doesn't make like I wasn't thinking that. So I kind of just said, I mean, that's, yeah, so I thought Christopher Columbus. So he also had some bangers in his prime. I mentioned Home Alone. He also did Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yes.
Which I thought we mentioned. And also he did Rent. So, which is a different
That's
story.
Kind of,
yeah.
I was going to say that's a wide variety.
Yeah, definitely in left field from there. John, who won the movie for you?
Winner for me, the fictional sport of Quidditch. Three of us butted heads is our favorite part of the movie. I think fondly of it as pod racing, a sport within a movie, and just, I guess, just an expression of like one thing from this whole world that's just like, oh yeah, they have their own sport as well, and it has rules and lore.
Yeah, isn't it crazy? She wrote this whole story, and then she also just made up a whole sport. Like, I just think that's so amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it was need to do that, but it was just like an added layer to make it that much better.
Yeah.
That was my only bummer about the new Hogwarts Legacy game, was that there wasn't a Quidditch aspect to the game.
Really? Oh, that would have been a Cool.
Yeah, you don't get to play Quidditch in the game, which was my only negative about that game. And I'm honestly surprised that a game developer hasn't just came out with a Quidditch sports game.
That was my next question. I thought there was, Daniel.
Yeah, there's a Quidditch game in beta right now. WB just didn't want to put that into another game when they knew they could sell a whole game just based on Quidditch.
Yeah.
Eric, who won the movie for you?
Nerds. because it was I said like the fans because it was a good adaptation and like it brought this story to life. And I can say nerds because I'm nerdy about things, but also I'm married into a very nerdy family, and they all love it. So I would say nerds or fans.
I'll bounce that to our other nerd, Daniel. What's your favorite?
Daniel, you're a huge nerd. What do you think?
I am.
I mean, we all are.
Nerd alert.
Yeah, but I said the franchise. The franchise won this movie because it came out as a, lots of franchises, especially book franchises, get the shaft when it comes to adaptations. And this adaptation came out, proved that A, people wanted to see it, and B, they could do a really good job with the source material. So that made the franchise even stronger. I mean, this book series was all by itself a phenomenon, and then you add in the movies, so then you get the movies, and then you get the video games, and you get the Lego sets, and all that stuff continues to tie in. So the franchise won with this movie.
All right, Dave, who won the movie?
I think J.K. Rowling won the movie. She got her books turned into this huge phenomenon. I mean, it was enough of her to write the books, but for them to be able to come out visually the way that they did, I think really set that the franchise off and really gained more fans because of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Or nerds, as everybody else is calling them.
Yep. Sarah, who won the movie for you?
I'm gonna go with the obvious one and say Daniel Radcliffe. I think he's such a strong actor in this, and it propelled his career to a whole nother level.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and now he's doing weird shows on TBS.
Yeah. Now he can do no wrong.
Sorry, Daniel, I stepped on you.
Yeah, he's doing that weird show on TBS that started out with him as a pastor, and now he's in post-apocalyptic times.
Is that Miracle Workers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what's that called? I can't think of the word. Anthology, is that the word?
Yeah,
where it's
anthology.
Yeah.
I did not know he was on a show right now.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I saw the first season. The first season was really good.
Cool. Next category we've got, is this a podium role for any of the top billed cast members? So we'll start with Daniel Radcliffe. And I figure this will be a pretty easy answer, but I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure.
I'm going to go with yeah.
For sure.
All right.
Can we just go ahead and say yeah for him?
Yeah,
Rupert
I think,
and Emma.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I put yes for the kids.
They pretty much haven't done anything near this level, but it's when you're
Emma
that
Watson?
young, it's good.
Close, but not this level.
Good that they succeeded, but it's they're. I feel like they'll have a hard time ever outshining this.
Yeah.
Which is sad that they accomplished so young. I mean, in a way, sort of sad. But.
Yeah, it's really sad that they became fucking millionaires or super famous people.
I feel still on TV.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe is just doing whatever weird roles he wants to do.
Exactly. He's rich.
Yeah, he did a role where he was a dead body who could talk, who basically was just used as a Swiss Army knife.
For him.
So
Yeah.
that's number 2 on my podium for Daniel Radcliffe.
So, what about any adults? Is there any adults that you could think of in this that might not be Daniel?
I put Maggie Smith. Maggie Smith won a couple of
Okay.
Academy Awards for other movies and
Yeah.
was nominated like a shit ton. Like,
Wait, hold on. Good job on the research. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
yeah,
yeah,
I like
yeah,
that
Maggie
research.
Smith. Yeah, Maggie Smith really is an accomplished actress. That's why she's a dame
Yeah.
over there.
Awesome.
Is that the lady in Hook, McGonagall? Is that
Yes.
Yeah.
the character?
Minerva
Yeah.
McGonagall.
I was
That's his
thinking.
wand I have. That's his McGonagall's wand.
Nice.
Nice.
That's perfect for casting our friends, but we'll get there. Also, Alan Rickman was kind of on there. I mean, I think this is probably on that list for him, but
Yeah, I think so. I would.
But he's,
Oh, yeah,
he's
I
got a
had it
stacked
for Rickman.
list.
Yeah, I had it as yes for Rickman just because
Okay.
he's such a central character and like
Yeah,
Snape,
I really
Snape is a
like
really
this kid.
meaty part for him.
Oh,
as
I
opposed
mean,
in-
he might be that might be my favorite character in the whole story. I mean, might be. All right, so next category we've got: is this a podium movie in the Harry Potter world? So a little different, being one of the franchise and how we're kind of doing these voting. We're just gonna look at it from a whole, as in Harry Potter. So is this a top 3 in the movie series? I would say no, because kind of like Iron Man, it sets the table for what's to come and does a great job of, again, putting those visuals in us. But I just thought the main plot, and also we kind of already talked about it, but the acting of the children isn't great yet. And also the side characters aren't my favorite of all those other stories. There's some really good, meaty side story characters that we get into later on.
Why are
So
we
it
talking
only-
about meaty things?
What a weird.
Kinda
idea.
gross-
Daniel
it's
gave
kinda
a good
grossing me
reference,
out.
and I liked it. I
Yeah,
thought
okay,
that was
sorry.
good.
Sorry,
Daniel
I'll
put it in
shut
my
up.
head. I blame Daniel.
Yeah.
We all do. Sorry,
That's
we all
got
do.
meat on the mind.
But
Tell me
it
something I
only-
don't know.
Yeah, but it only gets better. Daniel, what's meaty for you? Is this
Was it
is
meaty
this-
for you as it was for me?
Yeah, is this a podium movie?
Not in the franchise, no, and not in the year either.
Oh, I disagree.
We're gonna have a fight.
All right.
It's just like it's good, but there are better ones in the series later.
I
Yeah,
agree with
agreed.
that. I do agree with
Yeah.
that.
So it's just one of those things where it's just like while it's important for the franchise, it's not the best one in it.
Yeah, agreed. Eric?
My gut reaction was yes, because kind of like Iron Man, like because it paved the way for so many, like all the other ones, and it set the tone for everything, and it introduced the audience of the world to all these characters.
Yeah, that makes sense. I definitely understand where you're coming from there. Sarah, what about you?
I said no. It's a great movie, and I love every Harry Potter movie, but I don't. This wasn't in my top 3.
Awesome. John?
Well, everyone who knows this franchise better than me, Shane Douglas, is saying it's not a podium, and I'm much more casual, so I would say it's close just by virtue of being the first, and I agree with Eric that it was very important to get off on the right foot in the franchise with the casting being spot on and the vision of the book translating to the screen. Not exclusive to this movie, though, because it was just, the first of many it only gets better. And, the story itself gets so much more complex after that, and so much more meat on the bone, as we're is the word of the night.
All right, Meaty Dave, what do you think?
No, it's not. It's not a Podium in the franchise. Maybe for the year,
Interesting.
but yeah, not in the franchise.
Oh, we're answering for the year
No,
too?
I was switching it because of that. But if you have an answer or want to express your feelings,
I'm mulling it over still.
It was so like everyone watched Harry Potter then. When it came out, it was like it was crazy.
Yeah, I thought.
I will say,
yeah,
I initially was against Harry Potter in the beginning because my sister liked it so much, and I couldn't like anything that my sister was into, being younger than
I
me.
think we all know that. Yep.
So whenever
Right.
whenever Harry Potter came out, like that was my sister's thing. But then, but at that same time, we had Lord of the Rings going on, and that was very much something that
Same
I was
year.
into.
I think that's number one, but I thought Harry Potter was a close second that year.
So, Daniel, where did you see the first Harry Potter?
I saw the first Harry Potter with you, Matt. With you, my buddy Tommy, and my buddy Harry. We went to a middle school dance, and then we must have caught the 10:30 showing or something.
It was a late ass movie.
Big
It was
night.
late. We were middle
night.
school.
Yeah. Whose parents took us to see that? I don't even
Harry's.
remember. That's what
Harry's
I thought.
parents. Yep.
Yeah.
Hope y'all didn't have anything to do on Saturday morning.
Sleep in because we're 12.
Yeah.
Too many dues.
Gosh.
All right. So next category we've got: does this movie get made now? Anybody want to go first?
I'll go first.
I think we're all going to say yeah.
Sure.
I said
Daniel?
no.
Oh,
Yes.
all right.
Okay, Eric.
Let's hear
Let's
it.
listen to you.
Okay, yeah, Eric, go first.
I said no because it gets made into a TV show because they can drag it out
Like Game
and
of
get more
Thrones?
money. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Drive it right into the ground.
They could if they wanted to. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, this actually got finished. Unlike
Yeah, that's
somebody
true.
who
That's true.
can't write his fourth book. So
That's fair.
You
I didn't
know,
know where to go with it. Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
But
Where
yeah,
he doesn't even know where he's going with it, which is why like J.K. Rowling is so interesting in the fact that she had her series planned out. She had enough information to tell Alan Rickman, like, "Hey, this is why you're a dick, but like
Without
in
a
the
letter.
future, it's going to be
Yeah.
important that you're a dick."
Yep. Does anybody else have an answer for this one?
I could see it getting remade into a movie. Give it
Yeah.
10 years, it'll get remade.
I think
Oh, yeah.
so. My only comment was with better graphics. Some of the graphics seemed
They did
dated.
get better as it
Yeah.
went along.
yeah.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
Well,
Yeah, for
the
sure. That
HBO
one-
is actually making a TV show. Like they're actually
No-
remaking
oh, no
Harry
way.
Potter's
Yeah.
TV show.
Yeah, they haven't released. I've been looking up to see who they're casting, but they haven't released anything.
Yeah.
When's it supposed to be out? Do you know?
Oh,
don't
probably
think
not for a couple of years.
Oh, I mean, obviously, if
Like they don't
cast,
have
then they'll-
casting done yet.
Gotcha.
They've just announced that they greenlit it.
Yeah,
Wow, I didn't know that. Good.
I mean, nothing's going to happen
Fact
until
check.
the strikes are over.
that's
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good to go back.
Yep, that's true.
I hesitate to say that this has stopped being made because there's just been an endless trickle of content. It's like
Yeah.
Exactly.
they got to be getting
This one's
around to
hard.
like, well, let's just start at the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Right.
they've done like
That's
the
fair.
Fantastic Beasts. Like, there's so many.
Oh
spin-offs
yeah,
that
yeah.
people-
I know it's hard. I mean, again, as a
It's gonna
casual
be never
fan,
ending.
right? As a casual fan, it's kind of hard to follow all of those things. Like, I tried watching the Fantastic Beasts and I fell asleep. Like, I thought it was kind of boring.
They're not.
It
very
wasn't. It didn't.
They
have the same
abandoned
role.
it. There's only, I think they made 4,
Not
and there's
surprised.
supposed to be 7, and they
Whoa,
abandoned
really?
it. Yeah, it was supposed to be a big thing, and they just stopped.
Oof.
Yikes.
Not surprising from what I watched.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I liked them though. I thought they were really good, but that's just me.
Nerd alert!
Yeah, Sarah, that is just
We have
you.
a sound
I
for that.
own it. I don't care. Users think whatever.
we definitely own it here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, next category. We've got favorite line from the movie. All right, Sarah, what's your favorite line from this movie?
Okay, I love when Hagrid gets that dragon and he falls in love with it, and then he ends up getting caught having a dragon at a school, so he has to give it back, and he's like all upset, and he's like, yeah, but what if he don't like Romania? What if the other dragons are mean to him? He's a baby after all. That's my favorite line. It cracks me up every time, and then Filch is like rolling his eyes. It's so funny.
Yeah, but what if he don't like Romania? What if the other dragons are mean to him? He's only a baby after all.
Any line from Hagrid's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hagrid rules.
He's such a he does. John, what about you?
Well, line from Hagrid, one of the most memed lines, I think, from the movie. You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It is.
You're a wizard, Harry.
It's like, let me get you up
Yeah, you
to
got to
speed.
put a little meat into that, John.
Oh my gosh.
Daniel, what's your favorite line?
I'm gonna go basic white girl and say Dumbledore's line of "It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live."
Nice. I like it.
It does not do to dwell on dreams, Harry, and forget to live.
Dave, what about you, buddy? What's your favorite line?
Nearly headless. How can you be nearly headless?
Nearly headless? How can you be nearly headless?
You stole it from
Is
Eric,
that-
didn't
Dave, you son of a
Remember
bitch.
Monty Python? Is that John Cleese?
It was.
Is that?
That was
Yeah.
John
I didn't
Yeah, that's John Cleese.
I didn't even write that line down, but I knew Eric was going to use it.
It's okay. Both my picks have been said already, but I've got more in my mind. Let me just go now, Dave.
Go now, Eric.
It's
Got it.
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
That's pretty
That's
good.
a nice one to have in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... I went
Oh,
with-
there's another one.
go ahead.
I'm going to
Oh,
keep
go ahead.
going because fuck Dave.
Please do.
The other one is I think what is it? Shit. Not me, not you, or not me, not Hermione. It has to be you. That one.
Not me, not Hermione, you.
Not me. Yeah, the not me, not Hermione thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. in the chess
There we go.
scene.
Yep.
I have to say, too, all the like little like British slang, like bloody hell, like that.
Yeah.
Always, like when I was younger, I thought that was so cool.
Yes.
Wicked. It's wicked, Harry.
Oh, one of my picks was Ron just saying "wicked" when he saw the scar.
Yes.
It's a good one.
It's about you know what and about you know which.
Oh.
Matt, what
So,
about you?
Yeah, so I went with our boy Walter Frey. I missed the screaming from our buddy.
God, I'll miss the screaming.
I freaked out when I saw him, and it was Walter Frey.
Yeah, Filch.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next question. We've got most likely to be the off-screen drunk.
Can I go
Daniel?
first?
Daniel wants first.
There's one answer and one answer only.
I know.
and
I
that is
have-
Hagrid.
Yes! I said undoubtedly
yeah.
Hagrid.
Yeah,
He's always at the pub.
Yeah. Where he wins his dragon playing cards and drinking booze.
He gets fluffy from someone he met at the pub.
Yeah, he's just constantly drinking and getting dangerous animals.
He's like Kramer and his friend Bob Sacamano. He's always coming up with stuff.
So let's go with John next. And does anybody have anybody other than Hagrid?
No, Hagrid.
I do.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Eric.
No. Sarah, you go.
Oh, I had a question. Is it the character or is it the real life person?
So this one's kind of how you interpret it. So you could be a person, an actor. It could be the character. Most times it seems like we go with the character, and like if there's an obvious like this one, it's because he goes to the pub. But sometimes it's more secretive, or like in Jurassic Park when Ian Malcolm's got the flask when they're riding in the car, and he kind of takes it out. So it's kind of ambiguous up to you, basically.
Okay. Let me think. Go first,
Yeah.
Eric.
All right, go ahead, Eric.
I said Filch because fuck those kids. Those damn kids.
He's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
I could see Filch in his office in the dungeon swinging on some fire whiskey.
For sure.
Yeah, he just got a bottle of fire whiskey and just glug.
Especially like
it does look like trash too.
Like later in the movie series where he has to hang all those the rules and everything.
The educational decrees.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's the one. He needs a little help to get through this.
Yeah, it's like in Superbad when when the beer falls on the ground and he goes, that guy comes over, he's fuck my life. And then you see him at the party later.
Well,
oh hey John.
Hi John.
Yeah,
hello John.
Caught my power cable.
All right, Sarah, did you think of one?
Yes, I'm gonna switch it and say probably Harry Potter, because if you think like his parents are murdered, and then the person who murdered his parents is like just year after year after year trying to murder him, like I think
yeah, that's
some hard times. Some hard times.
Yeah.
He was real strong in those movies, but I think realistically he'd be a
Is butterbeer alcoholic?
Mildly alcoholic.
His would be.
It is shoot mildly alcoholic in the kayfabe, bro.
For sure.
He hasn't been on butterbeer since first year.
So
he was drinking on butterbeer out the pacifier.
Well, in the books, he actually shoots whiskey with one of the one of the professors. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it almost kills Ron.
I didn't see that in the PG.
Yeah.
Hey kids, don't do drugs.
Especially with your teachers.
If you learn anything from this podcast, don't do drugs. All right. Before we get to casting our friends, we got a couple more facts coming in from our friend Alex. So I thought this was pretty cool. Daniel Radcliffe actually was supposed to have green eyes in the film. Mm-hmm. And so they gave him green contacts. But what happened was he was allergic to the contacts. And so post-credit, they actually changed his eyes to green.
Oh, wow.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
That sounds tedious.
So another one we've got is Emma Watson actually knew everyone's lines and can be seen mouthing those lines along with the boys in the background. She had to be directed a lot of times to stop mouthing those lines. Which is
hard.
Oh, go ahead, Eric.
No, I was gonna say I've never noticed that. I want to go back and watch it to see that.
Yeah, me too. And as Sarah said, that's like they casted these people perfectly. Like that's literally who she is as a character, right? Mm-hmm. She's the know-it-all that knows everything. Well,
there's one interview that they do with the three of them, and they ask them like what they're gonna do, like spend their money on, and just like each of them do sound like their character. Like they'll put it in a savings account, and the actor who played Ron was like, "I'm gonna go buy something."
I believe he said. I believe he said he was going to buy an ice cream truck, and then he did buy an ice cream truck.
No way. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's a shoot.
And that's very wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my
That's your
favorite
right.
character.
It's your money.
I feel so bad for him being able to afford to buy an ice cream truck.
He'll never be
Yeah.
able to buy a second
Gosh.
ice cream truck.
I hope he's doing all right.
The struggle.
Right. And we finish by casting our friends. Okay, so I'm gonna go first here, and my first cast is Kevin as Harry Potter because
I
when
had
he
the
was
same
younger
thing. Yeah.
and he wore the glasses. He looked
Yeah.
a lot like Harry Potter.
Yep.
And I also
His
said,
hair has even resembled Harry lately.
Yeah.
The little quasi mop.
for sure. I actually had Eric as Hagrid
Yeah.
because the way that Cohen plays video games, and like you and Daniel both kind of have that like Hagrid feel with Cohen, and I feel like you know what I mean, like that cheery, good with kids, playful with them,
Nurturer.
Yeah, I definitely get that sense from both you and Daniel. So I kind of was thinking both of you guys for that.
Sweet.
The boys love you guys. So I definitely thought that.
Daniel looks the part more because he has more hair than I do.
That's true. But yeah, I definitely thought of that. Dag, I thought you kind of looked like Draco.
Oh yeah, Dave
A little bit.
The flowing
Dave
blonde
Coe.
hair.
And last but not least, once a cat lady, always a cat lady. I went with Sarah as Miss McGonagall.
That's Professor to you.
She even had the wand. It was too easy.
Can you edit sparks coming out of it?
We might be able to do that.
Is that like the McGonagall Pro model with like her signature engraved in it?
But my husband broke it like an hour before we started.
No.
Caused a huge fight, but he hot glued it and taped it together. So it's like, if you can tell, it's kind of crooked.
He
but-
used Muggle magic to fix it.
Stupid Muggle.
Yeah,
There's a spell. There's a spell for that.
Yeah, what spell is that?
Reparo. But only the Elder Wand is strong enough to repair a broken wand.
Ooh, who's got the older wand there?
Harry.
They snapped it in half.
You know,
Yeah.
Wow.
Reparo is a good spell, but it doesn't make my top 5 spells.
Oh.
Oh.
That was
Top
good.
5 spells.
Let's hear it.
All right, number 5, Aloe Amora, the spell
Lockpicking
to unlock
spell.
objects.
Nice.
Nice.
At number 4, Wingardium Leviosa, the levitate and control spell. At number 3, Stupefy, the stun spell.
That's my favorite.
Uh huh.
I'm
At
always
number-
enchanted by that spell.
Someone
number
cursed
2.
John's constantly.
At number 2, we have Expelliarmus, and that's the disarm spell.
Can you say that one again?
Yeah, what was that?
Expelliarmus.
I don't think that's one of your favorite ones.
Expelliarmus. But because of their English diction, you don't hear the R very well,
Yeah,
I
whatever.
think.
I'm doing my best, okay? y'all are a bunch of judgy motherfuckers.
Bunch of
Got
Hermione's
something,
in here.
got something to say about my top 5 list. They're my list. You want to do a top 5 list? You do your own top 5 list. Number 1,
What's number 1?
you dicks. Avada Kedavra.
Yeah.
Avada Kedavra. And that's
Yeah.
instant death. And I'd cast it on all of you right now.
Have you known the 2 words that she used to make that spell? Because a lot of her spells are like wordplay or have Latin roots. But do you know what made that one?
Which one?
Ooh.
Abracadabra.
That is, yeah, it is.
Oh,
It's abracadabra and cadaver.
I was gonna say cadaver.
Nice.
Ah,
That's grim as
Fun
hell.
fact.
Yeah.
cool. So
What are we doing?
does any-
Casting our friends?
Yeah. So does anybody else have any casting or friends?
Yeah, I've got a couple.
We're casting spells on our friends.
All right, Daniel.
John spells stupefied.
That's so good, by the way.
It's one of my all-time faves, personally.
He tried to cast it, but he did it into the mirror.
Yeah, John just looks down the barrel of his wand and goes, stupefied, at least once a day.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Daniel. Who do you got?
I've got Ron, and I've got Kelv as Ron, because he's not too bright, but he's a loyal friend.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I've got Haggard as me, lovable, but occasionally talks too much when drunk.
Yeah.
I've got Eric as Neville, because he tries to keep us out of trouble and fails.
Yes. That's true.
That's good.
And then I've got Dave as Professor Snape, because he is mean sometimes, but is always there to protect.
It is mean.
I like that. That one's better than Malfoy.
Dave go over there. So
is that your list?
Yeah, that's my list.
All right, Eric. Somebody's got to think of somebody for Cody. Eric, you got anything for Cody?
No, I had a really hard time choosing this one, so I thought I'd suggest. I don't know. Do you have anything? John,
No.
do you have anything? Okay, so what if we modify it and say, like, cast ourselves? Like, what character would you want to play?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, let's do cast ourselves as a character. Eric, since you suggested, you want to go first?
I probably should have thought of an answer.
I got an answer.
Okay,
All right,
Dave, you go. Dave,
you go.
I'd want to be Woods, the guy that teaches Harry how to play Quidditch.
Colin.
Oh yeah,
Oliver.
Good.
Oliver Wood.
Although he gets knocked out like a little bitch in the game, but he's
That
pretty
sounds
badass
like
before
a
that.
Bart Simpson to Moe joke, Oliver Wood.
Yeah.
Whoa, is that really his name? Yeah, wait.
I see what you're doing, JK.
John, who would you cast yourself as?
Ron, because I could easily be just an ordinary kid in a big litter of kids, as Daniel said, he's a loyal friend. I would be humbled to be considered a loyal friend, but who'd you have, though, as Ron?
Kevin.
Kevin.
Because...
Yeah, and he's a minor character, too, so I'm just, cut out for...
No, Ron isn't a minor character. He's part of the Golden Trio, baby.
He's not minor. He's just not the chosen one.
I love that John thinks he's normal.
Well,
in the
compared to
context
Harry,
of the wizard world,
Yeah,
he's
I get it.
like a fourth kid. He's got hand-me-downs. He's just kind of like skating.
Sure.
Wait! Don't tell me! Red hair, hand-me-down clothes, and a stupid complexion. You must be a Weasley!
He's not a muggle, though.
He is not.
Yeah, did you just
All right.
call him a muggle?
No, I said
I
he's
didn't
not.
say that.
I said he's not. I mean, that was what he was insinuating.
I said he might be an ordinary wizard.
Sarah, who would you cast yourself as?
I would say, like, I'm very honored that you said McGonagall for me, but I would cast myself as Moaning Myrtle, because crying in the bathroom is way more on brand for me. And then also, like, how she floods the bathroom to get attention, like, that's so me. Or because she gets that book thrown at her and she's like, ah! And just floods the entire bathroom and floods the hallway, like, that would be me as a ghost. For eternity.
That's awesome. What about you, Daniel?
My real answer is a character who doesn't appear in the movies, But if I'm casting off the movies, I'd
Do
want to
both.
be
Do both.
okay.
Let's hear it.
So from the books, it'd be Professor Binns because he's so boring that as a ghost, he died in the staff room and just continued to go to class and teach history of magic. And he drones on so dryly that people get bored and just tune him out. And then as far as characters in the movies, I'd like to be Minerva McGonagall because she's like a little bit sassy, a little bit strict, and she can turn into a cat, which is really cool.
Yeah.
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 No one ever listens to her. She always has. No one listens to her.
She discovered Harry as a seeker.
Yeah, I love that part. She's just like,
Yeah.
you're a seeker.
Yeah. Eric, we're back to you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast myself as Voldemort because I got the bald head going on, and I can do the Harry Potter.
Now give us your best.
What?
Give us your
Somebody's
best
gotta
Avada
do that,
Kedavra. There it is. There it is. There it is.
Thank you,
There it
thank
is.
you. So that's mine.
It's awesome. So I think I would say I'd also pick Ron. Just mainly
Ron doesn't
'cause
lift weights.
Yeah. Well, does any? Actually, no. Yeah, maybe I should go with Neville because he ended up becoming thin and attractive.
He had to glow up.
Yeah.
Late bloomer.
That's what Julie
a late
said
bloomer.
as soon as he was on camera. She's like, "Glow up,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
glow up of all glow ups."
But I
The
would
funny
say
thing
Ron.
is, in the books,
Oh, go
it
ahead.
happens
Yeah.
too for him.
Oh, really?
Like he goes from like the shy little nerd who everything wrong happens to, like to being a certified badass by the last book.
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. So
I mean, he kills
yeah,
Nagini. That's pretty badass.
he kills who?
Nagini, the
Oh,
snake,
Nagini. That's pretty badass.
yeah.
with the sword of Gryffindor.
And but yeah, no. So I would say Ron. Just I mean, he gets the girl. He doesn't have to be the chosen one, but he still gets to be a big part of the whole story. And yeah,
He gets
he's got the
carried.
spirit of the games. I think.
He does sacrifice himself in the chess game, which
Yeah.
was a candidate for one of my least favorite part because I'm like, to me, I'm like, he's committing suicide. Are you stupid? Stupefy.
There we go.
You're
Stupefy John,
suicide for
please.
teaching this year.
And I
Not
think with
me,
that-
not Hermione. You.
You.
Any last Harry Potter spells you want to cast on us, Dag?
No, I don't have any more.
Do you guys know what Hogwarts house you would be in?
Oh yeah, let's do
Slytherin, for sure.
For you
Yeah,
guys.
Dave
I
Co down there is a Slytherin for sure.
Definitely
Hufflepuff,
Slytherin.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm not going to argue that.
I want power.
I'd be a Ravenclaw. I've taken the sorting thing, and I'm a Ravenclaw.
So can someone define them and real quick? I mean, I have an idea of them, but like, can someone do it concisely? Daniel?
You're brave. You're in Gryffindor. You're
Okay.
smart. You're in Ravenclaw. You're ambitious. You're in Slytherin, and you're the rest. You're in Hufflepuff.
I'm definitely the rest.
Yeah. I'm gonna go into the rest category as well. So I'm a Hufflepuff.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
So maybe I'd say
taking the quiz.
Ravenclaw. I would say Ravenclaw.
Wait, did you say you're smart?
I know. I don't. Are you
I'm
yes?
definitely
Yeah, I would
not
say
Ravenclaw.
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. Okay, Gryffindor.
Yeah.
We'll go
But
with
you're
that.
more than one. Like, everyone has, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a little bit of
But
everything.
Except for
Yeah,
Dave,
yeah.
he's totally Slytherin.
No, yeah.
He looks like Draco.
Dave Co.
Yeah, you are a mouthful.
Dave go.
Listen to that maniacal laugh.
Can I ask
All right.
one more question? I had
Oh,
another.
go for it.
you
Go
guys.
for it.
There's a lot of debate if Harry Potter is a Christmas movie. What do you guys?
No.
Oh, it's definitely not. Definitely
Okay.
not. Anybody say
No,
yes?
Christmas is such a small part of the year.
I think if they had more of the Christmas stuff from the books in the movies, I would agree. But
is
they
there more in
gloss
the
over.
books?
Yeah, there's lots of Christmas, like because he stays at Hogwarts every Christmas, so every Christmas is
that makes
He
sense.
interacts with the ghosts more.
yeah.
Oh man, I kind of like that. I think that's kind of a cool when you're.
Maybe
I
the
didn't get
series-
much sense that he was left over the winter at all. Or at least they didn't really. It was just like winter happened, so.
Look, the movie was long, but it could have been a lot longer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
For
from
sure.
what we're gathering here,
And I think that's
a
what
good
they're going to go
sentiment.
for with this series is
they'll
that
drag it out.
each season of the series is going to be the full year. So they're going to be able to put a lot more stuff into that series than they were able to the movies.
Well, I mean, if it sounds as interesting as you guys are depicting it, I think that sounds awesome. Like I think they'll have enough meat on the bone.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I was kind of hoping for an animated show, just because,
that'd be cool.
just so they could show some of the more fantastical stuff without CGI and everything. But I'm still excited for the TV show.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, cheers, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
Thank you for
thanks
being on
coming
here.
on, Sarah.
Bye, everybody.